The city of Corpus Christi began recycling for their solid waste customers in 1991. At that time, crews worked to sort recyclables curbside and eliminated the possibility of contamination. In 2011, the city moved to single-stream recycling along with once-a-week collection. Customers received a 95-gallon recycling cart to replace the previous 18-gallon container. This increased the recyclable materials collected by 300% and consequently raised contamination. Our inbound contamination of recyclables has increased each year since the inception of single-stream recycling. In 2011, the inbound contamination rate was less than 10%. By 2014, contamination had increased to 20% and hovered around 22% until 2016. In 2017, the rate increased to 26% and rose to 29% in 2019. The 2021 audit results continue to reveal an upward trend with a contamination rate of almost 42%. With a processing charge of $126 a ton, the city spent well over $500,000 to process trash placed in recycling carts. According to the Recycling Partnership's 2020 State of Curbside Recycling Report, the national average inbound contamination rate is 17%. The report also revealed that inbound contamination rates are lowest in communities where cart tagging, rejection, direct mailing, and advertising methods are jointly implemented. Rates are established during an annual audit with the city's processing contractor, Republic Services. The 5-day event spans over multiple weeks and is held at Republic Services Material Recovery Facility, or MRF. The purpose of the audit is to establish percentages of each marketable commodity, as well as contamination that is reflective of the materials delivered to the MRF for processing daily. Attention to the process and accuracy are extremely important, as the results establish the commodity and residual percentages for the ensuing 12 months. 2 recycling routes are surveyed per day and are selected by a random number generator. Once the routes are identified to take part in the audit, the driver of that route will leave his truck loaded at the end of their shift and report to the MRF the following morning to unload. Prior to the audit, the MRF is thoroughly cleaned to ensure that the audit is conducted in a controlled environment. The audit begins with the driver and the scale to be weighed in. A solid waste foreman attests to the route that was collected, and representatives with Republic confirms the starting weight. The truck is then unloaded onto the floor of the MRF, and the driver returns to the scale to be weighed out. The materials unloaded onto the floor are pushed onto the MRF's conveyor to begin the sorting process. During the audit, rejectable items are sorted a second time for good measure. Lastly, the materials are baled or placed in containers to be weighed and recorded. Since moving to single-stream recycling, the inbound contamination rate has risen each year, from less than 10% in 2011 and up to 42% in 2021. Contamination is costing our taxpayers over $500,000 to process trash that is placed in recycling carts. There are several benefits to recycling, such as reducing waste sent to our landfills, preventing pollution, and conserving natural resources, among others. Contamination matters, it is costly, and makes a difference in the value of our recyclable commodities. Learn more about how to recycle right at www.cctexas.com/howtorecycle.